Hello, duelists, and welcome to the Yugioh Dad Valentine's Day special. I hope you're ready. Let's duel!
Hello, Yugi fam, and welcome anyone else that wants to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! From someone that barely knows how to play the game. I'm the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dad, aka the Dark Magician Master, aka that dad, aka the Petty King, and welcome to the Valentine's Day special for 2021. So, first off, I want to talk about my top 3 favorite couples from Duel Monsters, which is something I don't really talk about. I don't really talk about the show, right? So let's talk about the show. At number 3, I got Joey and my Valentine. And I feel like this one is just so good. You know, there's just so good. There's so much happening, right? She clearly wants to be with him. He clearly wants to be with her. For some reason, they're both so stubborn that they can't make it work, and she goes evil and tries to kill him and all this stuff. But underneath it all, I just feel like there's a lot of love for these two. And yeah, it just sucks that we never got to see them together. But, you know, here's hoping a movie will solve that, you know. Also, I've thought about, like, how cool would it be to somehow find a way to make Harpy Ladies and Red Eyes work together in the deck. That would be kind of cool. It's probably never gonna happen, but, I mean, who knows, right? We're gonna see. We're gonna figure it out. And yeah, that's my number 3 slot. And at number 2, we got the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Now, I realize this isn't canon. I know. But, I mean, think about how cute that would be, you know? Like, I mean, yeah, you know, teacher, student, you know, there's some lines there. But, I mean, come on. Out of all the couples, these two just work great together, right? Right? It's like, if ever there was a good analogy in Yu-Gi-Oh! For what a couple should be, this is it, right? They fight together side by side. You know, they support each other. It's just so good, right? Okay. Anyway, that was number 2. At number 1, I got Taya and the Pharaoh attempt. Now, I know a lot of people argue about this. I know a lot of people say that it's her and Yugi. Alright, first off, I want to mention that after the Pharaoh went on to the afterlife, she didn't get with Yugi. They were just friends. Meaning that any spark between them was just that, friendship. Alright, now, here are my reasons why I think that her and Tem should be together. Right? So, if you really think about it, these two are able to talk to each other, right? And we see this on their date, right? They're able to talk to each other. She tells him her dreams, her aspirations. He tells her what he's thinking, right? Clearly there is an attraction, right? Another reason they should be together is that clearly Taya, unlike everyone else, is willing to fight for him, right? Like, think about it. When he was about to give up at Duelist Kingdom, what did she do? She dueled Mai for him. You know, and I feel like that says a lot about a character. You know, Joey didn't go up and fight Mai for him. You know, Tristan wouldn't do it. No, Taya said, okay, if he's not going to fight for himself, I will fight for him. I feel like that right there, that is A1 stuff. All right, for them to be together. And here's the thing. When it comes to couples, I feel like a very big thing is trust, right? And if you go back to the whole Noah arc, she demonstrates this. Not only is she assured that no matter what, Yugi's gonna find a way to save everyone, but she trusts him so much, his judgment, that when it came time to picking a deck master, she didn't even hesitate to choose the Dark Magician Girl. Because she knew that Attempt trusted the Dark Magician Girl. Therefore, she trusted the Dark Magician Girl. you know, and I feel like that's very telling, you know, and I feel like that's very important. And honestly, another reason, and my final reason I'm going to give you guys, is they just look good together. I mean, look at them. They're beautiful. Anyways, let's keep going with this Valentine's Day special with the long-awaited, long-demanded deck profile for my Dark Magician deck. Here we go. I hope you guys are ready for this. Alright guys, welcome to the deck profile portion of this video. And, it's been long awaited. Here we go, the Dark Magician deck. I'm going to showcase you guys the extra deck, the main deck, and the side deck. You know, again, this isn't like, I mean, I like to think my deck is pretty good, but this is actually like my personal taste. I'm pretty sure I could come up with something better if I had more money invested in this, or if I was actually trying to go into a tournament with this deck. But this is like my deck. It's a fun deck, you know, that I'm going to showcase you guys. First, I'm going to show you guys the main deck. Okay, so for our main deck, we have 3 Dark Magicians. People tend to like having like the same Dark Magician for their deck. Personally, I like having 3 different Dark Magicians. I've always liked Arcana's Dark Magician. I do like the black one from Dark Side of Dimensions. And the Dupo one I thought was really cool. So those are the Dark Magicians I chose. Next up, we're going to have 2 Magician of Dark Illusions. This card on the field counts as Dark Magician, and it can be special summoned whenever you activate an effect from one of your effects during your opponent's turn. So that's a great like card to have, especially in tandem with like your Eternal Soul or even your Dark Magic Circle. All right, another 2 of is I got 2 Dark Magician girls. Personally, I love the Dark Magician girls. With Dark Magician, I just feel like that's the way the deck should be played, especially with the new The Dark Magicians card. So, yeah, this is what I chose. Obviously, she's an effect monster that gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician in the graveyard. But that effect doesn't really come up that often. Like, you really want to use her for all other ways that she could play around in the deck anyway. Alright, next, we got another 3 of 3 Apprentice Illusion Magicians. Now, obviously, this card is just great in this deck. Not only could she special summon herself, but she could grab you a Dark Magician from the deck. And she's an honest for the deck. So this card is a triple threat. I really like this card. I used to have it at 1, bumped it up to 2, and then I just had to have it at 3 once I realized how great she is. Next up, your normal summon for the deck, your Magician's Rod. You're going to need 3 of those. So pretty much its special ability is that when it's normal summoned, it could grab you a spell or trap that specifically mentions the Dark Magician from your deck. And it's really good to get you, you know, your Dark Magic Circle or your Eternal Soul or any other card. Most of the cards we're playing are actually named Dark Magician, so it's actually a great card to have in this deck. Alright, next we're gonna need just 1 of the Magician's Robe. You know, it's a good card. Just, you do play a lot of spells in the deck, and it's a good way to grab you a Dark Magician and special summon it during your opponent's turn. Other than that, I mean, I've played it at 2 before. It just wasn't that great, but it's great to have 1 of it. So, that's why I chose to play 1. Next, rounding up the monsters, I played 2 of the Ash Blossoms because it's a great hand trap. It's one of the best hand traps, and you know it just makes it so that your opponent isn't able to search out of their deck. So that's why I added her. I thought about putting her at 3, but then I just kind of felt like I was pushing the deck limit because I really want to have a 40 card deck. But yeah, if you ever want to get 3 though, a good monster to get rid of for her is a Magician's Robe, in case you want to have 3. Alright. Next we play 3 Dark Magical Circle. The reason for this obviously is because it's helps you search your top 3 cards. You know, you get to keep either a Dark Magician or a card that mentions the Dark Magician. That's a spell or trap card. And every time you special summon or normal summon a Dark Magician, it banishes a card. So it's just great to have on the field for that. Yeah. Another 3 I'll be playing the deck is the Secrets of Dark Magic. Now this is pretty much a polymerization or a ritual card for the Dark Magician archetype. It's searchable through Magician's Rod. It's searchable through Dark Magical Circle. It's just a great fusion card. And this variant of the deck is actually like pretty fusion heavy. Again, I don't have Dragoon in this deck just because I haven't gotten. But if I ever did have Dragoon, this is just like a great card. But I do lean on the fusions a lot, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what I mean. Alright, next we're gonna get 2 Bond Between Teacher and Student. The reason why I play 2 is just because we have 2 Dark Magician girls, and we're almost always gonna have a Dark Magician, so this card is almost always going to resolve. And it's a good way to grab more cards. You could either grab your Dark Magic Attack, Dark Burning Magic, or your Dark Burning Magic, or your Dark Magic Twin Burst from your deck, which is great. Yeah, just a great card to have. Another good card to have 2 of is 2 Dark Magic Attack. I have played with this at 3 before, but I thought cutting it down to 2 was good enough. You grab this out of Eternal Soul if you ever need to get rid of your opponent's back row. It's just a good card to have. Yeah, and if you ever need it, it's pretty searchable through a lot of ways. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. I do play 1, the Eye of Timaeus. I just feel like it's a good card. It gets you your pretty much any fusion card that needs a Dark Magician. And I do play a few in this deck. And it's just good to have one of, you know, just to get you that fusion monster you need, whatever it is, and all you need is this card and a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician girl, depending on which monster you want to get. It's just nice, easy to get, and it's almost always going to be live when you get it. And the thing is, you don't want to, it could be kind of bricky if it's like one of the first cards you get, you know, so you want to see this later on in the game. So yeah, it's just a good card for that. I do play 1 Dark Burning Magic. It's a great card to get off of Bond Between Teacher and Student. It just board wipes your opponent, and they never see it coming. So that's good. I do play 1 Illusion Magic. I don't think you need more than 1. It's a really good card. But the thing is, you're going to be grabbing Dark Magicians from your deck all the time anyway. This card is more like discard fodder, or just in the event that for some reason you're just not grabbing any Dark Magicians. This is a good way to get to them. But I really don't think you need more than 1. So, yeah. Next, I play 1 Dark Magic Inheritance. I think this one I would consider bumping up. But as of right now, I only have 1. Again, it's just a good way to get your Dark Magician spell or trap cards by banishing 2 spells, which you're almost always going to have a bunch of spells in the graveyard. So it's good for that. Yeah, it's just a great card. I might get more than 1, but we'll see. I do play 1 Dark Magic Expanded. It's a really good card. This one, I feel like it's just a good ability, you know, to be able to get more effects based on how many Dark Magician or Dark Magician girls are on the field and in the graveyard. You're going to have a bunch of them just flying around anyway. So you're going to be able to resolve their effects. You know, the first one is a Dark Magic spellcaster on the field gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn, which is good. It makes it so that your opponent can't activate cards or effects when you activate your spell or traps. You know, and your spell or traps can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And also, if you have 3 or more Dark Magician and or Dark Magician girl in the field or graveyard, you get monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. So it's just really good. It's very versatile of a card. Again, this is another one of those cards that's always going to be live, just because at any given point you are going to have 1 or more Dark Magician or Dark Magician girl in the grave. Alright, I do play 1,000 Knife, you know, just to grab off of Eternal Soul. It's just a good card, you know, if you ever need to get rid of a monster that you can target. It's just good to have one of. At the very least, it lets you trim down your deck with Eternal Soul, so that's good. I do place one Magical Ice Fusion in the event that for some reason, the fusions you've already summoned don't quite go through. At the very least, you could get more fusions out. It's not searchable, so that's why I just play it at one. I want to see this card more later in the game, much like Eye of Timaeus, but it's a really good card. It's pretty much like a Miracle Fusion for Dark Magicians. Again, not searchable, so it kind of sucks for that, but other than that, it's a really good card. I do play one Polymerization. I just more fusion. Like I said, this deck leans heavy into the fusion. So if you're counting, that's 6 ways to get fusions out with the Secrets of Dark Magic, my Eye of Timaeus, the Magical Ice Fusion, and Polymerization. Like I said, I lean into my fusions a lot, and I think it's really good for that. I do play one Pot of Desires. You have enough cards to warrant it, and hopefully you don't banish all your Dark Magicians. It's possible, but it's not probable. But yeah, it's just a good card to have one of. So yeah. Moving on to our traps. I do get 2 Eternal Souls. I like this card. It special summons your Dark Magicians, or even gets you your Thousand Knives or your Dark Magic attack. And the cool thing about this card is that activating this with your Dark Illusion Magician in hand works out great. So pretty much it just it guarantees that it gets special summon, and it also it just works really well with the Dark Magical Circle, and it's just a great card. I did play this at 3 before, but I cut it down to 2 because I realized that once you have one up, it's kind of useless to have another. So it's searchable. So I think 2 is an appropriate number. Speaking of another 2 of, I got 2 Magician's Navigation. This special summons a Dark Magician from your hand and then grabs another level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster monster from your deck, which is great because you could summon 2 Dark Magicians, or you could get your Dark Magician and your Dark Magician Girl, and it's just really good. And in the graveyard, you could banish it to negate an effect. Yeah, so that's always good. Just some disruption for your opponent's turn. And finally, I do play one Magician's Navigation. This card is sick. When I pulled it, I was so happy. So it reads, once per turn when a card or effect is activated, except during the damage that you contribute a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl, and special summon the other one from your hand or graveyard with a different name than the face-up card. And if this face-up card is sent from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard, you can destroy 1 card on the field. So it's just a really good, versatile card. If I had more of this, I would definitely play more of this in this deck. But that's pretty much it for my main deck. Alright, moving on to the extra deck. I do play one Dark Cavalry. I got this back in Dupo, and I thought it was just great to play. This is one of those targets for Timaeus, because you don't need a warrior monster for that. You just need to have the Dark Magician in the name. Another one for those is the Dark Paladin. It's a really good card. It negates spell cards, so it's a really good card. Another one I play is Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. This one is it's fun. You are playing more Dark Magician Girls in the deck, so it's just a good way to get her. And another one is Amulet Dragon. Again, these are just Timaeus targets. That's really what they're here for. I have them, so might as well play them. And another one I really, really like, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. This one I might bump up to 2 if I ever get another one. Pretty much it protects your spell and trap cards. So this card, and also it's named Dark Magician while on the field. So this one activates your Dark Magical Circle. It is protected by Eternal Soul, and this card with Eternal Soul is really good because they protect each other, right? So it protects Eternal Soul. Eternal Soul protects it. So really, the only way to get rid of them is to pretty much wipe your board. So that's really good. Alright, and finally, I do play To the Dark Magicians. This card is sick. I love this card. You know, so for those of you that haven't seen this card, which if you watch my channel, you should know since I just got this card. But it reads, once per turn, if one spell or trap card or effect is activated, except during the damage step, you can draw one card. If it was a spell trap, you can set, and if it was a trap or quick play spell, you can activate it this turn. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon both one Dark Magician and one Dark Magician Girl from your hand, deck, and or graveyard. So yeah, this card is just sick. It gives you more drawing power. It's a pretty strong monster, and it floats, which is really good. So again, favorite card. And honestly, all I'm missing for this deck that I really want is Dragoon. Once I have Dragoon, oh my god, this deck is going to be so much crazier. But yeah, moving on to our side deck. Okay, so for my side deck, I do play one Palladium Oracle Mahad. It's not really a Dark Magician card, but it is a Dark Magician card. But its effect is when you draw a card, you can reveal this card. When you draw a card, you can reveal this card, special summon it from your hand, and if it battles a dark monster, its attack is doubled during the damage step only. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effects, you can special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So yeah, it's got pretty much all the same stats as Dark Magician, except it's a light, which is really good if you know you're going up against a dark-based deck, which is why I put it in the side deck, because that's never guaranteed, really. It's a really cool card. It's the original incarnation of Dark Magician. If you watch a show, you know what that means. If not, I mean, watch a show. Okay, I do play my third Magician of Dark Illusion just because it's a really good card and you never know when you're going to need a third one. I do play one Kaiju, which is a Radiant. You know, it's a dark, it's a level 7, it's 2800, but more importantly than that, it's just a Kaiju, and it really just maybe helps you get rid of a hard to get rid of monster on your opponent's side of the field, and I think one is good enough. I do play a Raigeki in the side deck. You know, you just never know when you're gonna need a Raigeki. I do play a second Illusion Magic. I doubt that this gets sided in a lot, but you know, I do have it just in case. I also do have another Thousand Knives. Just because you never know when you're gonna need it, you know. I do play Magical Dimension because you have nothing but spellcaster monsters, and it's a good way to special summon spellcasters from your hand, and on top of that, destroy one of your opponent's monsters. It's just really good for that. It's a really nice card. I do play 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. This card is one of the coolest cards that came out of the 2019 Megatins, I'm sorry. So pretty much, if you haven't read it, it just stops all monster effects on your opponent's side of the field. It can't be responded to, and it lasts till the end of the turn. So that's good, you know. It's a cool card. It just lets you just do some sick plays with this deck. Yeah. I do play 2 Silent Graveyard since Caught by the Grave is at 1. I do play 2 of this. It's a less cool Caught by the Grave, but it's still a great card. And speaking of Caught by the Grave, I do play 1 Caught by the Grave just because you want to make sure that if you do get hand trapped, you know, these 3 cards stop it. You know, if your opponent is playing a hand trap heavy deck, it's good to have these 3 side them into your deck and do that. I do play my other Magician Navigation in the side deck, you know, just in case I need it. It's a cool card, but there's very few situations where you're absolutely going to need it. But just in case we run into the situations, I did put that in the side deck. I have 1 Solemn Strike. You know, it's a really good card to have. And, yeah, another good card to have is Forbidden Apocrypha. You declare a monster type, it's Synchro, Fusion, or Xyz, and if 2 or more of those monsters of the declared type on a field, you make each player send all the monsters of that type from their field to the deck. So, you know, if it just works great if your opponent is playing a very synchro or an Xyz heavy deck, or even a fusion heavy deck. You know, it's just good to like clear the board of all those monsters. You know, and it's not destruction, and it's not targeting. So it's just a really good side deck card for that. And yeah, hope you guys like this side deck. Let me know what you guys play in your Dark Magician deck. I know there's I know there's many variations of this deck, and it's always fun to see what everyone plays in their Dark Magician variant, because Dark Magician is just one of those decks where it's like there's so many ways to play it. You know, you can play the pure version, an impure version. I make that sound so bad, but you know, there's just many things you could do. There's Xyz focused Dark Magician decks. There's just so many different ways to play Dark Magicians, and it's always interesting to see. So yeah, just comment down, let me know what you think, and enjoy the rest of the Valentine's Day special. Alright, I hope you guys like that. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up this Valentine's Day special with something that I've been working on. As not many of you know, I actually rap. I make music. And about 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, I wrote a song that came out on a mixtape of mine. And I haven't really done anything about it. And then I wanted to make something for you guys for Valentine's Day. So I made a music video to one of my songs called You and I. I'm not going to share the link to my music because I want to keep these two things separate. Unless, of course, there's a floodgate of demands for it, which I don't think there is. You know, I got my music fans, I got my Yu-Gi-Oh dad fans, and sometimes those two might not even mix. But anyway, it's out there. If you guys want to look into my music, I thank you. You could always shoot me a message or whatever, but the reason I don't want to share it here is just because I don't want to have kids listen to music that might be inappropriate for them. That's really all it comes down to. And yeah, I'm very aware that as parents, you know, there might be some stuff that you don't want kids to listen to. But I promise this song is completely safe for kids. I do not curse. It is not a heavy subject. And yeah, so without further ado, here it is. Don't forget to follow, subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Xbox, whatever. Just everywhere. The links are up. You know what it is. And enjoy. Happy Valentine's Day. And remember, in the words of David Bowie, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day. Bye.
I always kept myself so guarded till you came in and made it right.
Dancing on the beat.
You got the love I always wanted. I know you out, I'll never fight.
I don't even know how we found each other. All I really know is that we need each other. All I really want is to be with you. Drive into the sunset and fade from view. Escape the world, just me and you. Travel through stars to be with you. Anything I'll do just to be with you. Give me a sign that you love me too. I don't even know how you broke my walls. I hear your voice inside my mind's halls. A life with no you is meaningless. A life without you is a fucking mess. Tell me that you'll stay, I'll dedicate every song I write until I meet my fate. Everything I say, everything I create. The mass of my love I can't calculate.
I always kept myself so guarded till you came in and made it right. You got the love I always wanted. I know you out, I'll never fight. You and I.
search for you. Until you're in my arms, I'll look for you. A quest for your love that I'll never drop. Even if I die, I won't ever stop. If I gotta fight, I'll battle the odds for love to survive. I'll battle the gods, I won't ever quit. They can't tear me down. I'll give you a ring and I'll give you the crown. I was lost, but now I'm found. This is love to you, I'm bound. With my love, I'll move the ground. The whole world will hear the sound. So tell me that you love me, tell me that you need me. Tell me that you'll stay and that you'll never leave me. Tell me that you love me, tell me that you need me. Tell me that you'll stay and that you'll never leave me.
I always kept myself so guarded. Till you came in and made it right. You got the love I always wanted. I know you and I'll never fight.
It was cosmic when I saw your eyes, the whole universe in your honey eyes. When I kiss your lips, the evil dies. You see inside me through my disguise. I can't quantify what I feel for you. I would die for you, I would kill for you. If you need me to, I'll live for you. But don't ask me to not love you. Everything I am is yours till the end. You don't set the standard, you transcend. Everything about you, I'll love to the end. What we have together, they can't comprehend. I love the flame inside your soul. I crave your touch, a miracle. Our love is unbelievable. We cross to the realm of mystical.
I always kept myself so guarded.